Hello and welcome to my channel Happy Hours. In my last video I discussed about the evolution of RTI, its objectives and about its features. In this video I am going to discuss about the impact of RTI, challenges faced by RTI, and in the end I am going to suggest some ideas how to improve the RTI functionality. So what are we waiting for? Let's jump to the first topic, which is the impact of RTI. Or we can say the positive impact of RTI, significance or the contribution of RTI in the society. First is it is an anti-corruption tool. In the last 19 years, it has been instrumental in highlighting some major scams such as the 2G scam, the Commonwealth Games scam, etc. The success of RTI has empowered people and has been rated the fourth best law among the 111 countries in the annual rating of similar laws in year 2016. Secondly, it is empowering the people. It has given ordinary citizens the confidence and the right to ask questions to the government agencies, thereby also bringing transparency and accountability by the condemning corruption in the working of the governance. Third one is the strengthening of the democracy. Every citizen has the right to claim information from public authorities under this Act. On the other hand, public authorities are also obliged to provide information. This is going to strengthen the working of the democracy by establishing accountability and enabling effective participation of citizens. Fourth one is transparency and accountability. The primary objective of RTI is to place information concerning administration and governance in the public domain and thereby improving transparency and accountability in the functioning of the government. This also curtails or restricts the administrative discretion, which is a major point of concern in the administrative functioning. Transparency and accountability bridges the trust deficit between the citizens and the administration, thereby enhancing social capital also. Next, now discuss about the challenges or the criticism or according to the recent performance. There is a report card of information commissions in the year 2018 to 19, and it was released by Satark Nagrik Sangathan and the Center of Equity Studies. The report reveals that of the total applications filed, less than 45% received the information they wanted. Further, of the 55% who were denied information, of them less than 10% filed appeals. So total only less than 5% those who are re-appealing for the particular information. As for the study by the Commonwealth Human Rights Initiative, between 2013 to 19, the number of RTI applicants rose by 83%. However, the number of public information officers rose only by 13%. This has resulted into further burden over the existing public information officers, thereby resulting into further denial of information or delay in the information. Next is the shortcomings of the Information Commission. There are various points. First is, at present nearly 3.15 lakhs complaints or appeals are pending before the different information commissions. The highest number of pending cases were in Maharashtra, followed by Uttar Pradesh and Karnataka. Secondly, 2 out of 28 information commissions across the country are defunct. These states are the Jharkhand and Tripura. Means they are having the information commission, but they have not yet appointed any of the commissioners. Next, the commission has not imposed penalties in more than 95% of the cases. The law provides for the provision that if a legitimate request for information is denied, the individual can be compensated with the maximum fine of 25,000. Means 255 rupees per day imposed on the individual or the organization which has rejected the application. Last is, only 11 of the total information commissions have provided e-filing of RTI applications. Next is the threat to the RTI activists, which is very important. According to the Commonwealth Human Rights Initiatives across India, 100 RTI activists have lost their lives, and more than 180 cases of physical assault and 187 cases of threats against RTI activists have been registered. The RTI law does not provide for any protection to the RTI activists or the whistleblowers who play a key role in the implementation of the RTI Act. Next is the low awareness level. We all know we are not aware of many of the information. Like the same, the awareness of RTI Act is considerably very low, especially among the disadvantaged community and in the rural areas. The total awareness of the RTI law is only 27% of the total population. It is further low in the disadvantaged community to only 18%, and this is the data of 2019. Next and the last one is the judicial issues. The decisions of the Information Commission are subject to being reviewed by the higher judiciary, that is, the High Courts and the Supreme Court. However, this results into the compromise on efficiency of the functioning of the Information Commission. Next, let us have some suggestions for the improvement of the RTI functionality. First is, there should be a code of conduct. Means a code of conduct must be evolved for the Information Commission and the Information Commissioners in order to ensure disposal of cases within a specific time period, and also ensuring that the members of Information Commission work autonomously and independently. Secondly, the Supreme Court's guideline in DDA, Delhi Development Authority versus Keeper Construction Limited, should be followed even in the decisions of the Information Commission. That is, the High Court must resist to the temptation to exercise writ jurisdiction over the decisions of the Information Commission until they are legally unacceptable or wrong. Next suggestion is that there should be a proper implementation of RTI requires training. Means there should be a training for everyone, especially those who are working for the RTI. So we have to provide training to the government officials as well as awareness among the general population. To achieve this, awareness campaign should be there, means like Jago Grahak Jago, which was for the consumer awareness and should be taken by the government. Next suggestion is that there should be information provided under the RTI, and it should be available in local language so that the local people can understand. It should not be in the English to improve awareness, especially among the disadvantaged section. Fifth is the education about RTI should be made mandatory in the schools in order to create vigilant citizens among the upcoming generation. And the last suggestion is that digitalization of RTI, that is, development of a separate RTI portal for better implementation of the law. By this, I am concluding my video. Thank you.